5 Canadians have qualified for the FedEx Cup Playoffs. Taylor Pendrith leading the way for Team Canada heading into the playoffs. He's 27th, followed by Corey Connors, Adam Hadwin, and Mackenzie Hughes. Now, Nick Taylor is the final Canuck to qualify for the playoffs. Nick Taylor currently 52nd. Okay, Mark, so as we head into the playoffs, which Canadian are you focusing in on the most? Could be for good reasons, could be for reasons needing to make a big push down the stretch.
Yeah, it's really for question marks, and it's really for a President's Cup happening on Canadian soil in Montreal at the end of September. And for me, it's Nick Taylor, guys. It has to be. You look at Pendrith and Connors, points are going to quadruple now in these FedEx Cup playoffs. So instead of 500 for a win, you're going to 2,000 for a win, and that'll go straight down the board. You need to be in the top 50 if we're going to head to Colorado for the BMW Championship. I think regardless of how Pendrith and Connors play, there'd have to be some pretty miraculous math for Pendrith and Connors to not be headed to Colorado for the BMW. Obviously, in the middle there with Hadwin and Hughes, it gets a little stickier, but I still think they're in a pretty good spot. But there is Nick Taylor, who won this year, the WM, 500 points. That's more than 50% of his point total for the entire season coming in 4 days in Phoenix. Nick Taylor needs a good week, guys. He needs to be in Colorado. He needs to play well to move into the top 50, being on the outside. And I said it this week on Golf Talk Canada Radio, and I'll say it again. If you want to be part of this President's Cup team, you need a tee time in Colorado to justify it. So whether we get 4 Canadians in Colorado, 5 Canadians in Colorado, I don't think you're in the movie, so to speak, in terms of Mike Weir and who he might cast in his feature film, unless you're teeing it up in Colorado.
Okay, I like that point there, Mark. Nick Taylor had 500 FedEx Cup points for winning the WM Phoenix Open, only at 469 combined for the rest of the season. Now, Bob, looking at these 5 Canadians who have qualified for the playoffs, who do you think has the best postseason?
I think it's going to be Corey Connors. I think he's just played too consistently to kind of waver off now. You look at his record of, hasn't missed a cut all year. He's just played some tremendous golf. It's not been outstanding until the last, say, quarter of the year where he's been finishing inside the top 10, but he has Mr. Consistency. And that goes a long way on the PGA Tour. You look at what Nick Taylor did, as Mark was saying, how desperately he needs to play well. He shot 63 in the first round at Wyndham and was in second place, and then shot 74 and missed the cut. You don't see those kind of scores coming from Corey Connors. That stability is very important. And as Mark said, if you want to show Mike Weir you got something in the tank, this is the week to do it. You cannot hold back any longer. The top 6 will get in after next week's event, and then Mike Weir is going to make his picks. And he's already starting to harden up on some of these guys that are, he's penning them into the positions, not pencil anymore.
So much on the line for Team Canada with the FedEx Cup playoffs as well, trying to earn their way onto Mike Weir's International President's Cup team.